Hi, I'm Brenda. Welcome to Nana's Hidden Apron and welcome to my kitchen. In one of my earlier vlogs, you heard me mention something about zucchini coming into season. Well, it's time for some zucchini bread today. Come on and join me. Let's have a slice of zucchini bread and some coffee. Come on. Here, and I'm making 2 loaves, by the way. I'm going to give my sister a loaf. She gives me the zucchini every year. I give her a loaf of bread. Okay, in my dry ingredients, I have 3 cups of flour. It's all-purpose flour. I have 2 teaspoons of baking soda, ½ teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of salt. Now you can add some chopped nuts if you want to. I don't put it in. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of clove and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg in here. And in this, I have a 1.5 cups of sugar. I'm using the same bowl that I had used in an earlier video. Didn't want to wash it. That's a cup of oil over there. We've got 4 eggs. And this is 3 cups of zucchini. I freeze my zucchini, so thaw it out and let some of the water drain off of it. Not all of it, but some of it. And, oh, I've also got 2 teaspoons of vanilla in there. But let's get this all mixed up and get started. Now I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and mix together all of my dry ingredients. A lot of people don't like clove. If you don't like cloves, then don't use it. It's not necessary. I like the clove and the nutmeg, the flavor that it gives it. It just gives that cinnamon that extra little spice that it needs. So we're going to mix this together a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to add the egg, or we're going to add the oil to the sugar. Yeah, that's a lot of oil, I know. But it's necessary. For a nice moist loaf of bread, you have to do it. Now you can use whatever oil you want to. You can use coconut oil. You can, I don't recommend using the avocado oil, but you can. I would cut way back on the amount of it, I guess, because you know, avocado oil can be overpowering. But whatever oil you want to use. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and add our eggs. 4 eggs. Again, this is for 2 loaves. We're going to get all this creamed in together. And then we're going to add our dry ingredients. That's all of our wet ingredients that we have creamed in with our sugar. And now we're slowly going to start folding in the dry ingredients. I don't want to use the whisk. I want to use my spatula. I can feel down there on the bottom and make sure that all that sugar is mixed up. It's a lot of sugar. You can use honey. You can use monk fruit. This is how I've always made it. I am going to come out with one with a recipe that we can do that is lower calorie and low carb. Now the reason that you don't want to drain too much of your, if you go ahead and shred your zucchini as you're making this, then be sure and don't drain any of the liquid, because you can see how this is thick, and that liquid the juices from the zucchini is what's going to help this bread, because we don't put any milk in it, we don't put any water in it. So you need that liquid so it doesn't come out dry. Now, my understanding is that you can do this with yellow squash too. Make sure and remove the big seeds. You want to do that with your zucchini if it's a big zucchini. You want to remove those big seeds. But we want to get this mixed real well, and when we get finished here, then we're going to mix in that shredded zucchini. Did I tell you all that's 3 cups of shredded zucchini? If I didn't, I did. Okay. Be sure and scrape the sides. You know, you can use a mixer if you want to. You know, your stand mixer if you want to. I just didn't want to dirty mine up. But just be sure and get down there in the bottom and on the sides good, because we want it mixed together really well. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and put our zucchini in there. Now, a lot of folks, I think, may peel their zucchini, and you do not have to. I don't, as you can see. I don't. Again, if you want to put walnuts in here or pecans, I'd go with, if you're going to do 2 loaves, I would go with 3/4 cup of crushed, not crushed, but, you know, chopped up nuts. And you can always do a half of this recipe. I have made breads like this, for years now. I really enjoy making the seasonal breads. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that dough. Isn't that a good bread, a good looking dough for bread? You can see that the color of it for all the seasonings that's in there. It's just, yeah, it's going to be so good. I'll probably give a half a loaf to my daughter. Keep half for here. That way we don't overindulge. But just go around your edges and scrape down to make sure that you got everything mixed, and one more time along the bottom, because we want all of that mixed up. Now, the pans. This is my bread pans. I love using this particular kind. It is aluminum, but I'm telling you, I love making my bread in the aluminum ones. Aluminum pan. Yes, that's what I use. I have 4 of them, and I think it makes the prettiest bread, and I don't think it affects the flavor at all. Now, when I prepare these, I spray nonstick spray on the outside, on the inside of the pan, and then I'll take some parchment paper, fit it just a little go down inside, poke it down in there, form it to stick to the pan fairly good, and then I also go ahead and spray that with some more nonstick spray. So let's go ahead and try to even up our batter in these pans. And over here. You can always measure it out if you want to. Now, I've made this before and put them in this little small loaf pans, the little aluminum, like the foil type pans, and it works just fine. Be sure and set it on top of a baking pan though, if you do that, so that if it spills over, it's going to catch it and it'll keep your bottom of your bread from burning. And go ahead and do that same thing with the parchment paper too. You don't want your bottom of your breads to burn. And this will certainly help that not to happen. I think I got that pretty well evened out. And I'm not going to tilt it up. Come here. I'll show you guys from this angle. There we go. There we go. Now, I'm going to put these in the oven and going to bake it for about 45 minutes. And then I'm going to start checking it every 10 minutes. Oh, these smell so good. I did let these bake for 45 minutes. And they are definitely ready to come out of the oven. We can go ahead and pop those right out of the pans because we don't want them to bake any longer. So we'll just pop those right out of there. And you see how simple that parchment paper makes it for these breads to come out. And they don't get overcooked or overbaked. Look at that. Oh, it smells so good. Yes. Okay, now I have to let these cool completely down before I can cut these. So about an hour or so before we can give them a try. Okay, so now it's time to try this zucchini bread. Just a small piece of it. Look at that. You see the zucchini all through it there? That's the end of it, and you see how nice and moist it is? Look at that. Yummy, yummy. Okay, now let me get y'all up here so you can see me get a little bite of this. When you put it up to your mouth, your nose just kind of wakes up and starts smelling that little hint of clove and the nutmeg and the cinnamon. Oh my goodness, it's so delicious, you all. It doesn't have to be butter in it. But it tastes so buttery. Oh, it's good. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, I do hope that you will. That you will click the subscription button wherever it may be. And the notification bell. That way you'll know every time we put new content on. Give me a thumbs up if you like my video. Y'all try this. I've been making this particular recipe for my zucchini bread. It's so good, I'm salivating. But I've been making this for, my goodness, 20 plus years. And it hasn't failed me anytime. You all take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.